Hey guys, it's Naya here and I'm back with another video. And today I'm going to just be talking about how I got played. Y'all know, I don't know if y'all knew, but I was in a relationship. I'm not anymore, so yeah, this video is not to bash anybody, to talk crap, all that. This is my story, and this is also to help other people, like other young women, to listen to their parents and listen to people when they say that man ain't nothing. Don't try to delusionize yourself. Don't try to think no type of way. Like, when somebody warn you about a man, stay by that. Yeah, because you could dodge a lot of bullets by just listening and not trying to figure out it for yourself. All right, so I'm gonna start off from the beginning. All right, so in the beginning, when we first met, it was my trunk party. Well, not at my trunk party, but it was a week before my trunk party, and I needed some chairs from my mom's job. My mom, she works at a place that, like, she's like the events coordinator, like she's the activities coordinator. Yeah, so she was allowed to rent out the chairs or whatever. So he was loading the car or whatever, and he was being very polite, he's a gentleman. It's very gentleman-like. It didn't seem like he was no hood nigga. It didn't seem like none of that, right? So I was going to college. I was going to attend college at Albright in Reading, PA. Fast forward, where he's loading the trunk and whatever, and he's being very nice or whatever. So I'm like, cool. That's like, that was my first impression. I was like, oh, that's nice. But I didn't think nothing of it. So like I believe like 2 weeks later, he knew a lot about me before I even knew him, because he would talk to my mom and everything, and he knew a lot of information about me. He was like, oh, so you got a YouTube, oh, you got TikTok, you're famous on TikTok. This is before I deleted my old TikTok. And yeah, so I'm like, okay. So he's like, let me see your TikTok. So I let him see my TikTok. He ends up following me and stuff, and he wants to see my Instagram and stuff. So I'm not thinking like, oh, he trying to get at me for real, because I'm just thinking, oh, you just want to see my TikTok, that's all you want to see. Like, it wasn't nothing to it, like, because I wasn't looking for nobody, right? So y'all, this is so hard. So he gets my Instagram, whatever, but we're not texting, we're not talking, because I'm not on it with him. I'm not even ready for a relationship. I'm ready to go to college. I'm doing stuff with my life, right? So fast forward, he ends up trying to like text me about like my mom and stuff, like on Instagram, and starts calling me, and I'm not trying to answer, because like, why are you calling me? But anyway, I ended up answering the phone. He's asking me questions, and he's like, where I'm at, whatever. And that's how it was allowed for conversations to be had. That's how the opening for conversations became. So fast forward, my trunk party, he's like, oh, I want to take you on a date. Where do you want to go? Da 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 da. And I'm like, well, let's go to the ramen shop, let's do that or whatever. So we went on a date, and he was really charming. Oh, before all this, he helped me out with a situation with a ex-friend or whatever, and he helped me like get her off me. Like, I had haters, so yeah, he handled that situation for me. He helped me out really good. And yeah, so that was like, he was helping, like he was being a gentleman, he was protecting me in a lot of situations. And so like, it was like, okay, now I'm starting to feel cool, you know. So he's like, so we go on a date and it goes really well. And but towards the end, he was like, you know, he was talking about like how he had a kid too, like he was a baby dad, but I'm thinking they're really apart, they don't go together, whatever. And he's like, oh, my baby mom, I gotta hurry up and pick up my son up. I gotta go do something for my son. Da 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 da. I gotta hurry up, whatever. His phone is blowing up while we're like out and stuff. So I'm like, okay. So fast. This might be all mixy, but like, yeah. So fast forward. We end up. Yeah. We ended up leaving the night at that because he had to go do something for his baby mom or whatever. Me, I'm not knowing the situation was toxic. I'm not knowing really what the situation was. All he really told me was she cheated on him and brought the man back to the house, and he fought the boy and all this stuff or whatever. And I'm just like, okay, you know. But I didn't know like they were still arguing. Like I thought they just left it at that and they were good co-parents, but it obviously wasn't that. Yeah, sorry y'all. So towards the time that, like, around my trunk party and stuff, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna come, da 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 da. And then the day comes and he calls me and he says, are you mad that I'm not gonna come, da da da. I was like, yeah, like why wouldn't you come? So most likely it was, from all of it, most likely it was because he didn't want to be in pictures, he didn't want to be seen a part of it and all this stuff. That's most likely what the reason was, but I really didn't think of it as that. I really, you know, I'm not really taking him too serious, but like he's working his way to, you know, finding that way with me. So he's like, yeah, I will kill for you. Like he would say stuff like that. I would kill for you. I would do anything for you. Da 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 da. Whoop whoop. And I'm like, okay, like cool. And he was like, just please don't be mad at me and stuff. And then my mom ends up calling him and like asking him about like why he didn't come and stuff. And he was like, oh, I have to do something for my son. I'm sorry. Da 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 da. And she was like, you know, you gotta make it up to her, right? And he was like, yeah. So fast forward, I ended up going to college. Around this time, we were official, like we were dating and stuff. We were dating, and I'm in college at this time, and phone calls become less. He's not really answering the phone, not really texting me, stuff like that. So like, I'm like, well, maybe we should just like, you know, not be together. Like it would be better if we just not be together at this point. And he's like, oh, you're really gonna leave me, Naya? Please don't leave me, da 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 da, or saying all that stuff, like saying that he loves me and like we can work it out, and like, but if I'm not happy, I could just leave it alone. And I should have right then and there just left it alone because I wasn't happy, but I just felt like, oh, like the situation is going to change. He's saying everything that I need him to say. So right then and there, I should have, like, these situations, I should have just left him alone, or like left it alone and just took him for what he was, and that was it. So like after that, there was another time I like called him and I'm like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to start like do you like when people scream at you, when people are yelling at you and all this stuff? Like, do you like that? He's like, no, I don't like that and stuff like that. And I was like, but you're making me upset. Like, you're not answering my phone calls, you're acting weird and all this stuff. Like, why don't we just be apart? Like, why are you so worried about what I'm doing up in college, but you're not even putting an effort into the relationship? Like, that's don't even make sense. And so we was talking and I was like, yeah, like we should break up. And he ended up saying, yeah, like I'm not ready for a relationship right now, da da da, I can't be emotionally there for you right now. Like he wouldn't even listen to like me vent or nothing. If, especially if it was about him, like if anything he did wrong I would bring up, he would not want to talk about it. But if it was about my mom or about somebody else, he would be ready to talk. But it was just so weird. So fast forward, yeah, I came back home, and like we also had an agreement, like when I come back home we're together, like you could do you while I'm at college, but when I come back, like all them hoes better go, like, you know, right? So I come back home, and I'm in the lobby area or whatever, and this girl pulls up in this car. Mind you, he says he didn't have a car. He's telling me, oh, his car is in a shop, he don't have a car, da 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 da, like he got to get it fixed, da da da. And I'm hearing from different people that he has a car. And around this time he would like not tell me about his car, but like being weird, like he was just very like a really bad, like he was a really bad liar. But he would like act like he didn't have a car, but he really did. It was a lot. And but people were telling me he had a car, and I'm like, that's weird. Like he was saying, yeah, I can't drive up to your school. Like there was times I was like, I wish you could, you know, see me and stuff. And he would be like, yeah, I wish I could come up there, da 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 da. But obviously he was lying the whole time about everything. And so and then there was like different little things that he would do, like say if like I'm about to go back to school, like I came down for the weekend or whatever, he, like my mom, she would like say, like, since you want to see her, since you want to do what you doing with her, like at least pay for her Uber, go half on the Uber for her to go back to school. And he was like, no. He was like, I don't gotta do nothing, she expect me, like he's like acting like, oh, I don't gotta do nothing. And she was like he wasn't doing anything for me for real. And my mom, she really knew like about the whole situation. And I was just like, I should have just listened to her. Like she didn't like him, like really, but she tolerated him because I was dealing with him. And then also she seen him as a son. But anyway, so he's like, no, I'm not gonna get you an Uber, da da da. Like I would have. Oh no, I'm sorry, y'all. Like I'm skipping this story, but I ended up coming back home. Let's stay on topic. I ended up coming back home, and I'm in the front in the lobby, and the girl pulls up in the car outside the thing, and he's telling me, he's like, hold on, I gotta go deal with this thing. This girl, she's annoying, she won't leave me alone, she's obsessed with me, she won't stop messing with me. And I'm like, did you tell her you have a girl? Like did you tell her that? He was like, yeah, da da da. And he was like, stay in here, I'm gonna go outside. So he goes outside, and he's talking to her, and he's texting me. He's like, oh, she stole my iPad out my house. And I was like, how did she steal your iPad out your house if she don't live there? And mind you, this girl, oh my gosh, this girl was around for a while. So before I even met him, he was dealing with her, but he stopped talking. Well, he's telling me this. He's like, he stopped talking to her because she cheated on him and was having niggas calling her phone at night and all this stuff. And she was living with him for like, because she didn't have anything, like making her seem like she was just like needy or something like that, like she needed him. And also like he would say some stuff like she's dirty, like her underwear, she used to leave underwear on the floor and they were crusty and all types of stuff, like, and she was just dirty, and she was just he was just trying to have sex with her, like they was never together. That's what he's telling me. So when this girl pulls up in the car, I'm like, that's weird. But he was like, oh yeah, her cousin dates his cousin, and I guess the cousin let her into the house to get the iPad and all types of stuff. And that didn't make sense to me, but I just was like, you know what, I'm not even about to overthink it, because at this point I'm just trying to live my life. I really don't want no drama. Y'all got that. So in the midst of this, I had a friend, and he would tell me stuff. He would be like, yeah, like, he's no good, just leave him alone, like, he's still dealing with her and dealing with you and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, like, but how do you know that? Like, is he telling you this? Like, who are you getting this information from? And he's really not trying to tell me, for like, he really not trying to tell me the full story. So I'm like, if y'all not going to tell me the full story, I don't know if you're telling the truth or not. Like, I really don't know, because I can't really trust anybody at this point, because everybody knows something and nobody's telling me the real deal, spill, right? So he's out there, and he has his friend come out and mediate in a conversation, because he's talking about, oh, he would kill her, like, and all this stuff. Like, he was crazy. He was like, yeah, because I would really put my hands on her, because she's stealing my iPad and all this stuff. And I'm just like, ugh. So she ends up leaving. A few months later, I'm at college still. Me and him, we're still talking like every day and everything. We're talking every day or whatever. And he's like, oh, yeah, I want you to come down, come back to Philly. I'm gonna pay for your way there and back, da 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 da. And I'm like, oh, okay. So he ends up getting me an Uber there, which was cost like $140 to get there. And he's like, I get there and we do or whatever, and we're acting like a couple or whatever. And he's like, oh, do you wanna go to the gym with me and my cousin? I'm like, no, because like something was giving me like off vibes. And I'm just in his like apartment, and I'm just like, it was just okay. So I stayed in the apartment, and he's like, he calls me. He said, did somebody knock on the door? Did a light-skinned girl come in there or whatever? And I was like, no, like, no, but I did hear something at the door earlier, but I didn't go to the door. He's like, yeah, don't open the door, don't open the door. I'm like, okay. Mind you, I'm already dealing with a whole nother situation that's going down in college with my friends, and all this other situations going on. So I'm not really focused on so much him, because I'm like, I don't know the full situation. And anytime I would try to ask him questions about what's going on, he didn't want to tell me. He was just like, oh, it's okay, Naya, it's okay, nothing's going on, I don't deal with her, no, she's just obsessed, she's a weirdo, she's a this, she's that. I'm like, oh, okay. So fast forward from that, I come back home in the summer, and me and him still talking or whatever. He's texting me every day, all this stuff. There was times where I did, like, this is when I started blocking him and stuff. She would come up to the job, stand at the front desk and talking to him, and I'm just like looking like, that's weird. Like, and I'm just like, and he's like, no, it's nothing, she's just my friend. Now he's saying, oh, now that's his friend. And I'm like, okay. And then at this moment, he's like, oh, like, we ended up breaking up, like, fully during this time. We ended up breaking up. And I'm like, okay, so since we broken up, like, cool. Like, but like, I didn't know he was still dealing with shorty. Like, it's like everybody was telling me, oh, no, they're not dealing with each other. And then some people was like, oh, yeah, they are. So I didn't know what to believe and what not to believe. And this is my fault. He would tell me he loved me. He would go out his way for me with anything. He would call me every day. When I blocked him, he would find any other app to text me off of, and all types of stuff. So I was like, okay, so he must want me, like, but I'm still not sure. So, and around this time, right, when I just came back home, my mom had, no, it was this girl, and I'm gonna name her Pink. Pink, she was talking to me about all her toxic relationships, everything that she'd been through, and she was like, oh, who you messing with, da da da, and she obviously knew me and him was talking, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, yeah, we are, da 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 da, and I was like, but I just don't know. I feel like he's cheating on me, like with old girl, or somebody else. I really don't know. And I was told by the other guy, I'm gonna call him Mario. He would tell me, yeah, there's a bunch of girls coming up there. He's all up in the girl's face. So I'm like, all right, so he is like, so he is cheating, or he is like doing this shit. But he's telling me the whole time, no, I'm only having sex with you. I'm only doing this with you. Ooh, woo, woo, woo. Like, he's really like, he would spill his heart out to me. He would like literally pull me to the side and be like, baby, I love you, da 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 da, I would never do that to you, you're too good to me, da 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 da, like I want to have a baby by you, I want to get married. Like, he's saying all this stuff, and I'm just like, I was getting manipulated. So anytime I ever brought up an issue, he would follow it up with like a sexual interaction, like to make me be quiet, or he'll follow it up with like talking down on a girl. But what I should have known is, if a man is saying he hates this girl, or he dislikes a girl so much, he's in love with her, most definitely. Like, he wouldn't be talking about her so much if it wasn't like that, and I should have known that. But I just wanted it to work so bad. So yeah, so he oh, and before this, up college, he ends up calling me, and this was around like Thanksgiving time or whatever, and he's like, Naya, like, he FaceTimed me, he said, Naya, I'm drunk right now. I was like, are you okay? Are you safe? Like, what's going on? And he's like, he's crying on the phone. He's like, Naya, you really are my only family. You are a genuine person. You always been there for me, and you have good advice. Like, he's talking to me like that, and I'm just like, yeah. And he was like, you still love me? I said, yeah, I do love you. I really do love you. And he's like really telling me how much he really, really, really cares and loves me, and I'm just like, I'm believing it, but like low key, I'm feeling like, why? Like, at the same time, I'm like, I really don't believe you, because maybe you just calling me just because I'm convenient, or maybe it's all a lie, or maybe you're just calling me because the girls that you want to deal with is treating you like trash. But that's the situation he chose to deal with. Nobody told him to deal with people who are treating him bad, or whatever type he like. I'm very calm. I don't have drama. I don't like to deal with drama. And so, like, I guess that's why he thought it was safe to come to me always after they do something to him. But I didn't know all of this until now. So he's like, Naya, I would understand if you were dealing with somebody up college. I would understand. And I'm like, I'm not. He was like, or you having sex with them? I was like, no, I'm not having sex with no dude. Like, I was talking to like people and stuff, because what? You're not giving me attention. You're not doing your job. We're not really together. We're in and out of relationship. Like, 1 week we'll be together, the next week we're not together, the next week we are together, it was just like back and forth. It was like he was playing me like a yo-yo. And I would ask him all the time, I would be like, we don't have to be together. Like, we don't have to be together. We don't have to deal with each other. We could just be friends, and we could leave it at that. Like, let's just leave it at that. He's like, no, I want to be with you. I'm in love with you. So, yeah. So that night that he called me, I'm like, okay, so he must really care about me. He must really love me. Really, it wasn't love. It was lust or something, or maybe he loved me at the moment, but his mind was mixy. He's a broken man. Like, he had too much going on, too much drama. He already made his life the way he was gonna make it. It was no way of getting out of it. He made so many mistakes that he really couldn't leave that relationship, the situation that he was in, because he was so much he did too much. So fast forward, when I come back for summer and stuff, we're still talking. I'm going over his house, stuff like that, or whatever. But he was still playing a yo-yo game, so I wasn't really thinking he was serious about nothing for real. Like, but he's like, no, I really want you. Like, he's still trying to manipulate me. He's saying he loves me while we're doing it. He's saying, like, he's going out his way for me, buying me food, all types of stuff. And I'm just like, Fast forward, I'm at my friend's house, and mind you, at this time, this is like a week we haven't spoke, because I'm like, I'm really done. I don't want to deal with this no more. It's too much drama. The girl coming up to jobs and stuff. We got too much going on. I don't want no parts of it. It's weird. And I'm at my friend's house, and he calls me. He's like, Naya, I really need to talk to you. Where you at? Can you come out? Can you come over here? Like, to the job, like, to smoke with him and stuff. And I'm just like, no, I'm not there. Like, and I wasn't gonna take no Uber to go back and leave my friend know. And like, this man, I really didn't know if he was serious about anything. So he was like, oh, I just want to talk to you. I really need you. Can you please? I was like, I can't. And then we get off the phone, and he's texting me, yo, calling me, and I just not answering. And I wake up in the morning, and this is the time where I'm about to go back home. I wake up in the morning, I look at my text, and I see a long behind paragraph talking about some, oh, Naya, I have a girl, and she's really good to me, and she do right by me, and I really need to leave you alone, and all this stuff. And I'm like, mind you, he doesn't talk with emojis, so some of the messages, it just looked weird, so I didn't know if it was him or not. But I'm just like, that's weird. Like, so, and then he blocked me or whatever. So I come back home, and I'm on the phone with my mom, and I'm crying. Like, I'm like, this man just really played in my face. Like, who is the girl? Like, who is the girl? And my mom asked him, like, was he dealing with old girl? And he was like, no, she's just my friend. Like, we're not together, none of that. And I'm just like, that's weird. So my mom's like, you better fix this. Like, you having my daughter cry, she's stressing out, all this stuff. So, and then he's acting confused when I see him. Like, he acted confused. But I ended up going to my friend's house. I'm walking to my friend's house, and the girl, she started riding beside me real weird and look out, like, open the window and look at me real weird. And I'm like, why are you following? I said, and I was just like, what's your issue? Like, why are you following me? She didn't get out the car. She didn't say nothing. Like, so I'm like, why are you riding beside me? That's weird. So that's when she had her cousin walk me back. So I'm walking back or whatever, and I get back, and my mom tells him like he better fix this situation, and he's like he don't even know what's going on or whatever. And so he ends up getting my friend, the friend, what did I call him, Mario, to call me. And he's like, ooh. He was like, whatchamacallit, like, says, like, to unblock him, da-da-da, and none of this stuff was true, da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, so I unblock him, and I call him. I'm like, no, I text him. I said, what do you want? Like, you getting people to say stuff. Like, what do you want? What do you want? He was like, I just want to talk, da-da-da-da, like, what happened? And I tell him, I said, you texted me that long behind message saying you had a girl and all this stuff while you're having sex with me raw. Like, you're doing stuff with me raw. You're taking it, like, that's weird. Like, you could have just said that from the jump and not had me looking stupid this whole time. So he's like, he was like, oh no, that she's just my friend. I don't have no girl, none of that. He was like, then he was talking about, I'm going through a situation right now with my baby mom and trying to get my situation together or whatever. And I really don't need a relationship right now, so it's not even that. I'm not even with her. I don't talk to her. I don't have sex with her. I don't do none of that with her. And I was like, oh. He was like, but she hacked my account and she texted you that. And I'm just like, how did she hack your account? Like, does she have your email? The only way she can hack your account is if she have your email, your number, or your information. And I'm like, so how did she get your information? He's like, oh no, he just don't want to talk about it no more. So we walk inside. I just end up going home because I'm like, that's like, you still doing weird stuff. Like, you still a weirdo. So I was just like, I'm gonna just take it as that. They're not together. I don't see the girl no more. So I'm gonna just take it as that. So fast forward, me and him still talking or whatever. And mind you, I should have just left him right then and there, but I still just wanted it to work. I really wanted to believe that he really loved me and he wasn't dealing with nobody else and he was really all about me. But even through that, I still tried. So fast forward, he ends up, a few weeks later, somebody texts me, oh, you still texting my nigga, dumb B, or something like that. And I'm just like, and I text back, he don't even claim you, ha ha ha, like that. Because I'm thinking his old girl. He tells me, and I screenshot it. I said, tell her to not text me ever again. Tell her don't text me. That's weird. Because I ain't say nothing to you, so why are you saying stuff to me? Because you follow me doing weird stuff. So serious about a man. But you won't say nothing. It's just with situations. I'm seeing you in person, but you're not saying nothing to me, but you texting me off the Insta. It was just really weird. So, like, I really didn't know what it was and what it wasn't. And he was like, oh no, my baby mom had my iPad. No, I had my son had my iPad. My baby mom took it from him and texted you and said that. I didn't know she texted you that. She deleted the messages and all this stuff. And I'm just like, that's weird. So fast forward. And these are situations where I started to like fall back from him because it was like, it was too much weird stuff going on. But these are situations where I just should have like left, but I still was trying to make it work because he would say all the right things and then he would have sex with me, or like he would do something for me that was really nice or whatever. Like he would gaslight me, then he would like give me something, or like have a deep down conversation saying like we're like he really loves me and all this stuff. Fast forward, y'all, I might have to do I'm gonna do a part 2, but I'm gonna finish this up. I'm gonna wrap this up, and then I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna film another part. I'm gonna do a part 2, but yeah, this is the end of the video. Comment down below all y'all anything I want to say, and yeah, we'll get into the rest of all the lies he told throughout this relationship. So yeah, I had a great day. I hope you had a great day, and bye.